Welcome to the Long Run with Joel and Christy. I'm Christy and I'm flying solo today, or for most of the day probably. I'm actually was going to bring you 4 recipes that you can use for breakfast foods, but life changed and we found out that the apartment complex is going, the property managers is going to come and do the annual inspection on the apartment. And it's not that anything's like completely messy, but I want to do some deep cleaning, like steam clean the carpets and stuff like that. So I decided I don't really have time to do 4 different recipes. So I'm going to do that next week, probably. I'm probably going to do that next week. But in the meantime, what I decided to do is just one day of what I eat in a day. So I hope you'll stick around with me, see what I kind of eat in a day. Just so you know, the way that I eat is not intended as a diet. It is not meant to for me to lose weight or lose weight fast or anything like that. What I'm doing instead is eating so that I have energy to get through my day and to feel good. So what I start every day with is just some water. There's nothing in there, just ice. A little ice, because I put my water in the refrigerator at night so that it'll be cold, not lukewarm. We also use filtered water so that we can save money. We do not buy bottled water for that reason. We do have a couple of cases of bottled water in our storage, and that's just in case there's a hurricane here in Florida, but we don't use bottled water typically, and so I just put this in the refrigerator so it'll get nice and cool before morning and won't be like lukewarm tap water, which is not tap water, it's filtered water out of the refrigerator. So it's a little cold anyway, but not cold enough for my taste. So anyway, I drink that in the morning and then I fix my coffee. I'm going to insert a little footage right here of me making my coffee because something is crazy with our Keurig machine now, and every time that you turn it on, the sensors for the frother that's on the side kind of freaks out, and it beeps like every few seconds. It just keeps beeping and beeping. So it's really annoying to listen to it. So as you can see, I just put it over the top while I'm saying it, just the video, so that you wouldn't have to hear the beeping. So, but anyway, after I finish drinking this, I'm going to go to my coffee. I'll be doing that. If you've noticed, I haven't mentioned food. That is because I am not a big breakfast person. And as an intuitive eater, I eat when I do get hungry, and sometimes that's not till 8:30 or 9, something like that. It is probably going to be a smoothie that I make myself. Hopefully by the time that, hopefully this time I'll have it together, because one time I did this smoothie and I had the measurements perfect, and it's a blend jet, and so you can only fit so much in there. So there are no recipes online that I can find. But for me, the most of the recipes that I actually like the way they sound was for a big blender, and so I'm trying to make what fits in a big blender fit in a small blender that's made for one serving. So I'm still trying to figure out the measurements so I get it right one time, and then the next time I get it wrong. So hopefully I'll get it right this time. All right, come join me. Okay, I just finished my coffee. And now I'm going to drink another one of these cups of water. This is why it's so easy for me to get in my water every day, is before I drink my first cup of coffee, I drink water. After I have my cup of coffee, I drink water before I eat breakfast. So I am already starting in several cups into the day of water because I didn't wait until after coffee and after breakfast and stuff like that. Starting with water right out of the gate. Okay, so now we're going to make our smoothie. Oh, finished my cup and I've already refilled it again. So when I finish this one, I'll already have had about 48 ounces of water today. So not bad. It's 11 o'clock, so not bad. Yes, I'm just now getting to my smoothie. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood for it yet. Sometimes I'm busy with a YouTube video and I just kind of forget to eat. But anyway, or drink in this case. So we got our BlendJet. Got almond milk again, unsweetened. And I'm going to go to this mark right here, which is the 6 ounce mark. Okay, 6 ounces of that. And then we're gonna add a little bit of ice. And a little bit of frozen banana. And I'm gonna do about 6 pieces because I think that would equal about half of a banana. So not everybody will do this. I just don't want to overdo the do this for the BlendJet. I want to make sure that I don't overwhelm it with a lot of ice and stuff and other ingredients. So I go ahead and I Okay, so my reason to do that was just to make sure all that was crunched up before I started adding other ingredients in there. Now I'm adding in a handful of spinach. And a quarter of a avocado. Now we've got a little bit of collagen peptides powder. One way that I stretch out my stuff, not everybody would agree with this, but like 1 serving would be 1 whole scoop, and I don't even fill it up. I don't even, like that's about a quarter of the scoop, and I go in there. Again, this is a 1 serving smoothie maker, but also it's a great way to stretch your stuff if you don't use the whole serving that it says to use. But then you don't get all the protein that you're supposed to get. But anyway, so this one is supposed to be 2 scoops. But again, it's a small blender. I don't want it to be just chocolate in there flavor. And so as you can see, I've got about half of a scoop, and I could have put 2 in there. But again, I'm not using it all, and it's a small blender, so I don't want to put it all in there. Okay, and then we got some peppermint extract. Can y'all tell I like peppermint? I also just had some left over from Christmas, so I'm just using it, getting it while I still can, while it's still good. I'm not going to waste my peppermint extract and let it just sit there until next year at Christmas. So basically, I'm making kind of like a St. Patrick's Day thing. Is going to be green with a peppermint flavor. St. Patrick's Day would be more of a mint flavor. So it's close. A peppermint green smoothie. And it's going to have chocolate flavoring in it. Okay, and I'm just going to pour that in there. You don't have to. You can drink it straight out of the container. But I choose to put it in there every time. Yep, that's perfect. I did it right this time. Yay! Okay, so it's about 12:20 now. I had my smoothie earlier. It was about 11 o'clock. So now I'm moving on to just a little snack, and then I'll be eating a salad later when I get ready. But one of the things that I think that is a mistake that some intuitive eaters make, and I know because I used to do it, was thinking that you can just eat out of a big container, and that, you're listening because you're not getting distracted by anything else or whatever, so that you can just eat out of a container like this without any problem. But I don't do that now. I've learned myself. I put a handful of nuts in this glass jar, and I'm gonna eat that. And then if I'm still hungry, then it might be time to eat lunch. Oh, and also, again, like I do every time, I finished my entire cup of water, and it's time to refill it again. So that means I'll be on, I'll have already finished 48, and I'll be adding another 16 ounces to it. Okay, so now it's about 2:25 in the afternoon, and I'm just now getting to my salad. I have also drank another cup of water, so that puts me, now that I've refilled it, I'm going to be getting close to 80 ounces of water. This is a pretty simple salad that I'm having for lunch. It's just spring mix, walnuts, cranberries, half of an envy apple, and just a couple of drizzles of some honey apple vinaigrette that I'll just put over the top, and it's good to go. Okay, so now it's time for dinner, and we are having creamy Cajun tortellini soup. I didn't show you how I made it because that was a try something new recipe that we recorded for a video. So if you'd like to see how we made this, be sure to say it down in the comment section. Also, haven't updated you in a while. I've had another cup of water, so I'm about to fill that up again. So I'm well over 96 now. So when I fill that up, it'll be 112. And this is hot because it's Cajun, so I'll definitely be needing that water in a couple minutes anyway. Well, that's all for today's video. We hope that you enjoyed it. I'm just finishing off some honey lavender tea. I also have another cup of water here poured, but I may not drink it because I've already had 112 ounces. And my goal is only 96 ounces a day, so I've already surpassed it for today. Yay! So anyway, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and comment below. Let me know, is there anything that you saw in today's video that you enjoy eating as well? Also, let us know if you're interested in seeing the creamy Cajun tortellini soup recipe, because that was a new recipe for us, and we would be sharing our taste test. If you're interested in it, just let us know. And that's all for today's video. And until the next time, remember, it's a long run. Give yourself a little grace. Bye.